Welcome back to Near Dark Podcast, episode 91. Today we're going to talk about Get Out. But before we do that, I'm going to introduce the crew. Today I'm here with Joseph and Zombie.
Yo.
How are you guys doing?
I'm doing good. I just came back from vacation and had my first work day today.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it was nice.
Nice. That's what I like hearing. What about you, Joseph?
I'm really tired. I've been sleeping for like 16 hours.
Ooh. Ooh.
Bruh.
Are you getting ready for hibernation or what?
Yeah, you can think though. I don't know, I might be sick or something because I'm not feeling too well, but...
Oh no.
The summer cold. Like, people don't think that you can get sick in summer, but it's a thing.
Yeah.
It's a little bit weird that you can, but...
Well, viruses ain't interesting for no one.
Oh yeah, no. Fuck no.
How are you doing, Blue?
Tired and back pains, but I'll live.
You better.
Oh yeah, ha! I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Blue. Hi. I'm the host today, so. Yes. Anyone watched anything?
I've been watching a couple of things.
Anything you want to talk about?
I sat down and rewatched the 2010 remake of Piranha 3D by Alexander Aja, who did Switchblade Romance, and I think he did the remake of The Hills Have Eyes as well. I really enjoyed the remake. I actually enjoyed the remake more than the original. Mostly because it's basically a bloodbath. It's about this spring break party at a small community. It's basically Jaws, but with piranhas. And a earthquake opens a underwater passage, which releases these prehistoric giant piranhas who starts to munch on the visitors of this spring break party. It's really graphic, and at times it's kind of hard to watch, to be honest. The 3D effects looks like smeared ass, but if you can,
Was it made during the 3D era? Where everything had to be 3D?
Yeah. I think it would look better if you watched it in real 3D. But yeah, it's an enjoyable little remake, I'd say. You guys haven't seen that one, or?
I have watched it like 2-3 times, I believe. I did not really enjoy it, but I might. Like, if I watched it today, I might actually enjoy it more, but I don't know. I would have to sit down and rewatch it, because it was a while.
There is a sequel as well, Piranha 3 Double D, which is complete garbage, if I remember correctly, and it's just over an hour long. I think it's like 1 hour and 15 minutes with the credits, so it's like 1 hour and 8 minutes or something, which is kind of odd. But,
yeah.
It's like long enough to make it a quote-unquote real movie.
Yeah.
A long movie, yeah.
Yeah, but the sequel is garbage, from what I remember. After that, I rewatched the 4 first Scream movies, because me and Blue were supposed to watch the latest installment in the series.
Yeah.
Uh, Scream 1 is still the best one out of them. Um, and I think I actually liked part 3 more than I've done before, and part 2 less than I've done before. Because part 2 got a singing and a dancing moment in them, and I can't fucking stand shit like that, especially not in my horror movies.
I
And
full-heartedly agree.
yeah, and part 3 is so fucking ludicrous and stupid that it's just entertaining. Part 4 was a little less good from what I remembered, but I still enjoyed all of the 3 first sequels. The latest one, it without going into any spoilers, I think it delivered basically what I expected it to deliver. I think the old characters were used a little bit. That they weren't in the movie that much that I liked them to be. It felt a bit like they didn't have that much to do in the movie besides showing up at the end and saving the day, sorta.
All they were doing was really just being legacy characters, and they didn't have that much to do with the story itself.
Yeah, unfortunately. But as a modern slasher movie, I thought it was pretty damn good. But I would have liked to see the old characters more. But what did you think about it, Blue?
I didn't enjoy it at all. I'm not gonna get into spoilers or nothing. It was not my cup of tea. The day we sit down and talk about the movie, I will elaborate more on my opinion. I just think that if you're a Scream fan, go watch it, make up your own opinion, and yeah, you shouldn't listen to someone else's opinion and because I'm saying that movie is trash, you're not gonna go watch it. I think go watch it, make up your own opinion. I didn't enjoy it, but if you have watched Scream 5, leave a comment and say what you thought about the movie.
Yeah. And there's a 6th installment on the way as well. I think I can't remember if it's going to be released next year or 2024.
Yeah.
So
overall, I'm not really a fan of these these movies. They're reviving old movie series Halloween and so on. Then again, I did enjoy the Halloween movies, so I don't know.
It's a mixed bag.
Yeah, this one didn't really enjoy it. But yeah, that's just my opinion.
It really is a hit or miss if you're gonna revive something after years.
Definitely. It's definitely a hit or miss. I do agree that they should have kept, they should have had the old characters, they would have, I would have liked them having a bigger role in the story.
Other than just, hey, remember these iconic ones?
Pretty much.
it's basically the same shit they've done in the new Halloween movies and the latest Jurassic World movie, where the old characters just show up,
Yeah.
sort of.
Yeah,
But,
it's...
yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's just like in the new Jurassic Park. I would have liked to see the original cast or original characters more. It's a hit or miss, definitely.
Well,
What's it called?
besides that I did a guest appearance on a Swedish podcast called Film Fetsul. I've been on there before.
Yeah, you're a
And,
reoccurring character.
Yeah. And me and the host of that podcast, Robin, talked about two movies called Bad Lieutenant from 1992, starring Harvey Keitel, and The Bad Lieutenant, Port of Call, New Orleans from 2009, starring Nicolas Cage and Eva Mendes. They're thrillers, so I won't go into them, but if anyone is interested to hear what my thoughts about them, go and listen to Film Fetsul if you understand Swedish. And the last thing I watched a couple of episodes of The Walking Dead season 9 as well, but I'm about halfway through the season. I pretty much stopped watching for now. I've been busy with other stuff, so. And the last thing I've been watching is Harbinger Down from 2015, starring Lance Henriksen. And it's about this fishing vessel that picks up a old Soviet space vessel from in the Antarctic. And on this space vessel, there's an organism that still lives, from which they had out in space or something. I don't remember really. But anyway, this organism starts to kill them off one by one, and it's sort of the thing on a boat, but without this organism can't replicate the human characters or anything. It just kills them and eats them.
Oh, so it's not like The Thing. It's kind of like The Thing, but not really like The Thing.
It's the Thing's weird cousin.
Yeah, I think some of the. I think team behind the effects team behind the Thing prequel were involved in the Harbinger Down. So there's a lot of practical effects and stuff. So I think you've seen it once when it was initially released together with me, because I've seen it once before.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if I've watched it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a decent little sci-fi horror movie. I mean, it's not as good as The Thing. There's not much that comes even close to that movie, but
Oh yeah.
But as a standalone sci-fi horror movie, it kind of works. I think, at least.
I guess like it's kind of unfair to compare any sci-fi movie or sci-fi horror movie to anything like The Thing or Alien, really and truly.
The classics.
It's hard to be as good as those movies.
Yeah.
I guess it's the closest I can come to.
Yeah. But
yeah.
that's everything I watched, what I can remember at least.
So, Zombie, what about you?
Well, you know.
Yes, you've watched like all the movies we have ever told you to watch, I understand.
Yeah, right. That. Let's go with that.
Alright, I take it that you didn't watch anything while you were away?
No, we just chilled.
Nice. So I've watched... What have I watched?
Good question.
Oh man, I've watched a few movies. I actually got my thumb out of my ass and watched some. Oh yeah, me and Gray watched Maze Runner.
Ooh.
No, not Maze Runner. The Running Man with Arnie. That was a good time. He's never watched it before, so it was the first time watch. He enjoyed it. What else did we? Oh man, we watched. We watched. Me and Joseph saw that they were gonna show a movie called The Black Phone on
Oh yeah.
at the theaters here, and sadly we missed the
The date.
yeah
Yeah.
by I think like a few days. So I've been waiting on it to come out online because I'm a little bastard.
Bastard.
And I finally got to watch it because I did watch a review of it, and last night I watched a commentary about it from someone that watched it at summer something.
At a summer festival.
Yeah, it's something like that in Canada.
A movie
And-
festival.
Yeah, some form of movie festival, but Canadian.
Hey.
And I would say that it was pretty alright. I did not think it would be a good movie. Like, I had so high doubts, and I was like, I don't know if I want to watch it at the theater. But yeah, so it's like, okay, I want to watch it, and yeah, it was different, so to say. I like the style that they have like this. So I just gonna assume that you guys know what Stranger Things are, and that is like it's filmed in
I know.
in the style of like 1950s, 60s, 70s.
I know
um,
what Stranger Things is, but I've never watched it.
Alright, so it's like the style of filming is kind of like the modern camera, but that the movie itself is very old school, like
Kind of like
it's
it.
hard to explain. Yeah, kind of like it, like the whole like old schoolish, and it's just like charming that way. It brings out the what was okay to do at that time, and whatnot. It was interesting, and if you have seen the poster,
Yeah, it's Ethan Hawke with a really creepy fucking mask.
the masks are magnificent in the movie, and as I've understood it, Ethan Hawke actually got to like pick and choose when to use which mask. Like they didn't
Nice.
have a plan that oh, you should use that mask then and that mask during that scene. This is how what I understood it as. I might be wrong, but if that's the case, I think that's very unique and I like it. And Ethan Hawke is doing a exquisite like he is playing the evil character so great. Like it's so good. Definitely high recommendation on watching it at least once. Like yeah, you might not like it, but yeah, I definitely think like you should give it a try. Other than
I'm gonna
Noted.
watch that one at some point.
yeah, I definitely think you should.
I'll add it to my endless list of movies I'll watch when I retire.
Yeah, like you're gonna have time when you retire. You're gonna be like a crazy cat man with a massive garden.
Oh yeah.
I have foreseen the future. Other than that, I started rewatching Lucifer. I think I'm on season 3 already. I'm not really sure how far I've gotten. It's just like it's just been one of those like periods of time where I kinda just want to rewatch something because of comfort reasons rather than I want to watch something new.
Yeah.
And like I said, I watched Scream 5, didn't enjoy it. What else have I watched? I think that's it, really. Like, I haven't really been watching a lot of movies.
Well, it's far more than me.
Yeah, fair enough. Alright, so with that said, I believe we can go into the trailer.
Yeah.
Let's.
And here we roll the trailer.
You got your toothbrush?
Check.
Do you have your deodorant?
Check.
Do you have your cozy clothes?
Got that.
What?
Do they know I'm black?
Should they?
You might wanna,
Mom and Dad, my black boyfriend will be coming up this weekend. I just don't want you to be shocked that he's a black man.
I ain't never seen you like this before, bruh.
Meeting families, taking road trips. Don't come back all bougie, man.
Come back, got your damn pants up to your damn stomach.
So you guys coming up from the city?
Yeah, we're just heading up for the weekend.
Can I see your license, please?
He wasn't driving.
I didn't ask who was driving. I asked to see his ID.
Call me Dean and you're hungry, my man.
So how long has this been going on, this thing? We hired Georgina and Walter to help care for my parents. When they died, I couldn't bear to let them go.
Do you smoke in front of my daughter?
I'm gonna quit.
She'd take care of that for you.
How?
Hypnosis.
I'm good, actually.
You ready for this?
I'm back in the beat.
So look, I go do my research. Apparently, a whole bunch of brothers been missing in this suburb. But it's cool. Bro, how you not scared of this, man?
Good to see another brother around here.
Chris was just telling me how he felt much more comfortable with my being here. Get out.
Sorry, man.
Get out! Yo!
Rose, we gotta go.
Is everything okay?
Rose, the keys. Just get the keys.
I don't know where they are.
Rose?
Sink into the floor.
Wait.
Sink.
Mine is a terrible thing to waste. Terrible thing to waste.
If there's too many white people, I get nervous.
No. No.
Mine is a terrible thing to waste.
A young African American visits his white girlfriend's parents for the weekend, where he is simmering uneasiness about the reception of him eventually reaching a boiling point. So, I've had this on my gonna talk about eventually list for a while, and as I was when it came to my turn to pick, and I wasn't in the last episode, I think. I just went into my document and was like, this was the only title popping off the screen. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll pick this one. And it's just like, I've definitely enjoyed this upcoming, or I think it's been a subgenre for a while. It's just that it's more, I guess it's like it's getting more light now than it used to after the Black Lives Matters movement and whatnot. I believe it's called Black exploitation or something. It's
Black exploitation was a subgenre during the 70s where which was for black audiences because the characters were portrayed by black actors and everything. I think it was some kind of answer to black people not getting roles in movies and such. I think I'm not an expert in blaxploitation, but I've really not seen any of those type of films. But it was a subgenre during the 70s, together with grindhouse type of films and exploitation and Nazi exploitation and so on and so on.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I guess it goes without saying, really, we're all Caucasian, aka white people, so we don't really. I guess it's like we don't really have that much insight into how that side of movies or whatever you want to call it really. I am having so many brain farts right now.
I think it's
and
just,
whatnot, but
if I may.
yeah. Yeah.
I think it has been popular in those minorities, but it has become more mainstream popular after the movement.
Oh yeah, and granted, some of these I'm gonna mention came out before the movement, but such movies as like Us, mainly focused on a African American family, and Spell, that came out, I believe, 2020 or 2021, also centered around a black family or African American family, and like where the main protagonists are African American families or characters, just as in Get Out. Because technically speaking, I need to look up the character's name here.
Daniel.
Chris Washington as is the character's name. Chris is the main character, played by Daniel Kaluuya. Amazing actor. I've seen him in Black Mirror, amongst things. He's great. I love
Was
when
he in
comes on screen,
one of the earlier episodes?
I believe he is in season 1.
Yeah,
if
with the
you
bikes.
remember the one, that's him.
Yeah.
He has a very distinct face that, like, when you see him on screen, like, you know who he is.
Yeah.
Like his features. He is also in, amongst things, Black Panther. I believe he plays a sub role in that one.
I think I know who he played.
Yeah. So, like, he is the main protagonist here. Him as an actor is great, and I guess this would, Get Out would fit under the black exploitation movies where, and one, holy shit, I'm having a hard time today. Can someone else take over before I say something stupid?
Well, if only I had your brain, I could use it.
Oh, man. But yeah, no, like, I think Daniel is an amazing actor in this movie. He's doing great. I love his friend, Rod Williams, played by Rel Howery, with all his talk of...
I think Rod is the worst part of the entire film, to be honest. Because
I just think he's hilarious.
I mean, I know Jordan Peele, the director and scriptwriter, is a comedian.
Yeah.
But like Kevin Smith, who did Tusk, which was the latest episode we did, he shouldn't have put humor into the film, since it takes the tension out of it during those scenes. And Rod is, in my opinion, the worst thing with the Get Out. Or at least, as a character.
I mean, something they could have done is, like, remove the scenes where like it's super tension and then they cut to him as a comedian, not comedian, as a comic relief. They could have minimized those scenes definitely and made it more I guess like more serious.
Yeah, because because he had scenes where were serious and moments that could have been serious if they changed the tone of it from the comedic vibe it had.
Yeah.
The scene when he's doing when he's talking to the police officer, and she goes and gets two of her colleagues, and they just start laughing at him. I mean, what's the point with that scene?
Yeah, it's
so out of place.
Yeah,
that is definitely out of place.
They could have simply made him more serious and have more evidence, and simply have her not take him serious, and instead of laughing it out, just be like, really?
She could have just like waved him off, like, oh yeah, get out of here, like you don't have any real evidence. I just think it's hilarious whenever Chris is calling up Rod and being like, oh, you're gonna turn you into a sex slave, blah blah blah. I thought it was hilarious. I was laughing my ass off at that, but I don't know. I just thought it was funny. But as always, my favorite character,
the dog.
The dog. He's a little cutie.
Sid.
It's like I like the idea of the movie. They could definitely have done some things differently. Oh, really?
I think the concept of the film is really interesting, and it is well executed, but I have some gripes with the film. And that is that it tries to comment on racism and how black people are treated, and I don't think it works. Since the movie basically says that all black people today, in our age, are victims of cruelty of white people, which is just pure horseshit. It's basically they're trying to make black people being the victims, if you know what I mean. I mean, racism do exist. I'm not saying that it doesn't. But in the way the movie portrays it, it is excessive to the point of being ridiculous. It's sort of the same shit they tried to pull in the last episode of the first season of Into the Dark with the episode / movie Pure, in which basically all men are portrayed as the devil and the women are vengeful angels. Which, I mean, I said it before and I'll say it again. I can't stand movies that tries to shove down political opinions down my throat, as well as trying to alienate me as a viewer of the film, either as being Caucasian or being a man. But I mean, if I don't take the comment on racism and all that shit into consideration, I think Get Out is, like I said, a well-executed thriller, and it's really well played. Like you said, Blue, Daniel Kaluuya is top-notch as Chris, the main guy.
Yeah, he's
really fucking good.
Excellent actor, yeah.
And to be honest, I would really want to see him in more horror movies. I don't know if he wants to do more horror movies, but I would like to see him in more horror movies because he did a really good job here.
He really did.
Yeah, he's definitely pulling off the whole boyfriend in distress about what the fuck is going on, and he's being a victim of basically abduction and.
I had seen this movie before, but I didn't remember that they transplanted the family's brains, I kind of guess, into these.
It's some form of like their conscience, but I think also parts of the brain, considering like you get to see that they're taking off the skull of let me describe his name, Jim Hudson, played by Stephen Root. I mean, he's doing a great job too. I think they could have explained that part better.
Yeah. It was very like last minute.
Yeah. It felt a little bit like
The whole
in.
movie feels a bit like an extended episode of The Twilight Zone.
Yeah, definitely.
Because
I
it's
agree on
not
that.
because it's not, in your face horror, but it's more of this weird
Psychological.
weird psychological out there type of chiller thriller.
Yeah.
So to say. There's something wrong here, but you can't really point your finger at it. Type of horror.
I mean, the execution was alright, but I think they could have done it better. And there's definitely tweaks that can be done. There's scenes that can be removed or cut down. Like some of the scenes where, for example, the gardener, who he gets to know, is actually
Grandpa.
Rose
Grandpa.
Rose Armitage, played by Alison Williams, grandfather, which to me is like, it's just the scene where he is standing out there, just chilling, about to take a smoke, and all of a sudden the gardener comes running straight at him, like, why? It's like, oh, we're trying to make a subtle hint that the gardener, who is played by an older man, is not who he seems that he is. But it's like, they could have done it better. They could have done it way, way, way better. Like, when he takes a picture of Walter, played by Marcus Henderson, and he... Wait, no, I might be wrong here. Is it Walter or is it Andre? No, Walter's the grandpa. Andre Logan King, played by Lakeith Stanfield, when he takes a picture of him with the flashlight on, and he snaps back for the moment and tells him to get out of there.
Yeah.
Where Logan is actually like getting his conscience back for the moment. They could definitely have played that off better and worked with like something like that instead of having it look like, oh, Walter is running straight at him and it's like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? I definitely think they could have played that off better. And the same with Georgina, played by Betty Gabriel. I think they pulled her off better with her like looking in the mirror, just touching her skin, basically admiring that she's a little bit younger, and like Parker Dre, played by Rutherford Ford Cravens, talks about that. Oh, being black is in. She's basically admiring her skin and admiring that I'm so beautiful because I'm a darker skin color now. Like, I think that is definitely playing off better than Grandpa Walter, the guy.
I think the whole sprinting scene it's just in there because they wanted to show that something's really, really wrong with the place.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
And also to like show him or show Thor at the end that he's a really good runner. Which is why he caught up to Chris as fast as he did.
Yeah, and like the car scene.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely feel like they could have played it off better somehow. Because to me, it feels very out of place. And
Yeah, they could have.
I don't know.
They could have made him talk like, made him accidentally slip up like, it's good to be young again with such a sprout body or whatnot.
Yeah.
Because I
Or
think
like
that is kind of why he wanted the body, because the guy is very athletic and does
I
a lot
believe
of
they
like
even
manual labor.
I believe they even talk about someone being like a fast runner, or like I believe it was, if it was the grandpa, like in his heyday, he was.
Yeah, he was, and he got
Yeah.
beaten by a person of color, and he never
Yeah.
lived that down.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's basically flaunting about that. Oh, now he got. It's kind of like they want to put a focus on that. Oh, because he's now a person of color, he also inherit like the speed of someone that is African American. Like they would be faster by than a Caucasian person, and I think that is like settling down in what Joseph was talking about, like they're trying to make it subtle racism, because yeah, grandpa and grandma, they're from a way past age where I believe if we're gonna look at the age, I would say that they're of an age where racism was still okay,
Yeah.
but it was still past the time where you still had slaves. So they're still super racist.
I also think it plays into the fact that they're very, very privileged and rich, which is like why I think some of or many of the points work, because like it's not only aimed at like people that are white, but it's people that are rich. And like so like they already live in this very own world bubble of their own, in which they are like separated from reality in a way, which have a tendency to breed certain kinds of thinking.
Oh yeah, 100%.
AKA sexism, racism, and everything in between, because they stay in that bubble of richness and privilege. And this being rich people buying young bodies, namely of people of color, I think it makes it less a prob at white people in general as the enemy, and more eat the rich. But that's just my take on it.
One thing that I picked up on while I was rewatching this movie was the racist cop at the beginning of the movie.
Oh yeah, cops are totally racist, so that's just cops.
Yeah, well, the thing I picked up on was that they really blatantly made the character into a racist just because he was a cop. So it felt like they were writing on your notes like, yeah, this character is a racist. Everyone who has white skin color is a racist, blah blah blah. I can't stand shit like that in my movies, especially not horror movies. But like I said, I don't deny that there is racism, because there is, but
I just honestly think that the easiest character to show racism through is through a cop, especially if it's a movie in America.
I would say like this, rather than saying that all cops are racist, saying that people who are authorities, generalization a little bit more here than saying, oh, every cop you see on the street is racist, but more that...
No, I'm not saying
no,
that's
no,
all.
no, no. Listen here. I'm speaking of what Zombie is talking about.
Oh, okay.
I would say that authority figures, a lot of the time, authority figures, they're in power, they are definitely more leaning towards that. Especially like if it's an Caucasian person in power, they do definitely lean a little bit more towards racism. Like, oh, because you are of a different skin color, I'm gonna see you differently. But there's still also the good people there who is basically just seeking justice rather than seeing, oh, because you're not the same skin color as me, you're lesser than me. It's more like, as I see it, you shouldn't really push everyone over the edge. Because just because you meet, let's say, 8, 9 people of the same skin color or in the same profession that are blatantly racist or treating someone lesser because of insert reason, I don't say that doesn't mean that that one person you meet that is trying to be better and trying to just like do their job or overall being a good person should be shunned because, oh, those 8 or 9 people treated me badly, or they treated in like a person of color badly, or someone with a different gender identity, or what you want. Like, you can definitely imply it on so many different levels. Because I choose to try and see the good in people rather than seeing everything that is bad in the world. And I'm gonna say, like, I'm a little bit biased because I have a friend in the States who is a cop. And he's a good guy, so he's showing me the side of the police force where there's good people.
Well, there's good cops and there's bad cops, and it doesn't matter which country you are in.
I would say, like,
there will always be power hungry assholes who gets a badge.
Yeah, like, it doesn't matter wherever in the world it is.
Yeah.
There's always gonna be someone, definitely, and I would say in every profession out there in the world, like, there's always gonna be a shithead.
Yeah.
Doesn't
I
matter,
think
like,
the thing is that usually in scenarios like that is that depending on where you are, like if the majority is bad, depending on who you are as a person, you cannot afford the luxury of having the benefit of the doubt. And other times it's just, if you are a good person among a lot of bad people, you either will get yourself killed or threatened enough that you no longer feel safe to pursue that profession. In which case, it's not that the person itself is bad, it's just that because of the vast, very loud majority doing a lot of stuff that you cannot undo, however much good you do, it cannot balance it out in a way. And as a non-American, I've just heard other Americans talk about it, that it's the system that is broken, which is why you usually just generalize about stuff like that.
yeah, definitely.
Kind of.
If we take,
Kind of like how you usually generalize, like politicians are corrupt and money hungry.
Oh, yeah, they are.
But there are also good
100%.
politicians, but we don't talk about those.
I mean, when it comes to the States, it's definitely that I would say, like, it starts from the top, and the rotten roots are going through the system slowly, like, rottening up the deeper it goes. It's like, let's say that you put a moldy apple on the top of the pile. That mold will slowly go down through all the apples in the pile, and eventually all of them are gonna be moldy. And I think that can imply to people, professions, everything. So yeah, I definitely do agree that, going back to the movie, because we're not a political podcast.
Yeah,
And I
was
also
Sorry.
say that.
And I also think that just sorry for interrupting.
Oh, go ahead.
That they just showed that thing in the movie, not simply to say that all cops are racist, but simply like this is the reality of a person of color in that country, and that just here have a snippet of this. That is something that can happen.
Yeah, and it's like they're definitely portraying.
And especially considering he didn't escalate. He didn't like go for the gun. He just went like, all right, fine.
Yeah,
They could have made the character so much worse.
Yeah, but I felt like it was like I said earlier. It's the whole comment on racism is so excessive to the point of being ridiculous. There's no subtlety whatsoever in Get Out about what it is about. A good example of a movie that is a comment on racism, but it's very subtle. It's Candyman from 1992.
Oh, I can definitely agree on
And
that. That's
Candyman
racism.
is one of the scariest fucking movies that has ever been made. And, I mean, if you want to comment on racism and political stuff like that, try to be subtle instead of using a goddamn sledgehammer into the face of the viewer. Because, at least for me, it kills the movie in some ways. It's not as bad as like that piece of shit movie I mentioned earlier, Pure, but it downgrades the rating for me at least, because I don't want to get political stuff shoved down my throat while I'm watching a movie.
I mean, I think it's kind of like this, that the whole reason behind that they are using the sledgehammer rather than just like suddenly pushing it in there is
They sort of did the same thing in the latest Candyman movie as well. I won't go into any spoilers, but there's a red thread throughout that movie as well about racism and how evil white people are. Which I tried to ignore it while I was watching the movie, but it's after I had seen the film, I was like, that was a bit irritating.
I think it's like why they're using the sledgehammer, and I think Zombie can agree with me here, is that sometimes you have to bring out bring out the big guns when it comes to such a important topic as racism. Like it's like racism, sexism, homophobia, everything like that. You have to, if you want to get your statement across, you most often have to bring out the big guns for the sole reason that a lot of people are bigots. They're not willing to see. Sorry.
And if it's like watered down, it feels like sometimes it works, and it can be very effective in watered down ways.
I'm not saying that a movie has to have a watered down
no
political message behind it. I'm saying that it needs to be subtle, like in Candyman from 1992, because.
And I'm trying to say that it totally depends on what you're trying to get across and how much of it you're trying to get across throughout the art medium.
I think
it through. And
I personally think that Candyman from 1992 gets the point across a lot better than, for example, Get Out or the latest Candyman.
then it's
because of
simply
the
not a
subtlety.
movie made for you.
Yeah, probably. But I'm just stating my opinions.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm just trying to say that we're not trying to dogpile you on this, and
and just being like, no, you're wrong, because in all fairness, we're a little bit younger. We're about 10 years younger than you.
Yeah.
So we are experiencing. So yeah, we're like, yeah, we live our day-to-day lives definitely very similarly, but at the same time,
very different.
we are experiencing a lot of the things very differently. Because
the thing is that I've gone through the things you are going through right now, and I'm at a point in my life that I don't give a shit about much, because.
But the thing is also that just because we go through the same thing, it doesn't mean we go through it with the same worldview because of the changing world. Like
the world changed.
Yeah, and so the mindset does too. Which is why, like, we have very different opinions of this. Like,
it sounds like I'm a fucking racist or something.
No, it's just that
but,
you.
I'm not a racist, but
you prefer your political messages more subtle throughout your movies rather than on the nose.
Yeah,
and that is a fair
completely
way.
Okay.
A fair way
it's
of
A-okay
watching movies.
to feel like that.
Because not everyone wants political views in movies.
Yeah, because when I sit down to watch a horror movie, I want to watch a horror movie and escape reality for 90, 120 minutes. I'm not interested in, unless it's based on true events or it has some connection to reality.
Hey, how do you know this haven't happened in real life?
Exactly. The system is covering it up. Oh. I definitely get where you're coming from. Like, when I watch, like we were watching Black Christmas remake.
Oh boy.
Holy shit, that shoved it down our throats.
Yeah.
While we were watching it.
The latest remake of Black Christmas is fucking horrendous.
I didn't enjoy it because they were shoving it down my throat.
Yeah.
But, like,
all men bad, all women good.
It's like, even me as a feminist thought, like, that was too much.
Yeah.
But I also see it as, like, the more you think about it, sometimes they have to do the sledgehammer to bring across a point, but when it comes to definitely a horror movie, I'd rather sit down and watch something like Scream, where it's dead, it's people killing people, and that's it. I'm just escaping reality, enjoying a movie, and that's that. But
it's stupid popcorn entertainment.
Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know the reasoning behind Get Out. Like, if they're trying to lift a political standpoint,
I watched some behind the scenes stuff on a Blu-ray right after I had watched the movie.
Yeah.
And Jordan Peele was talking about Get Out being sort of a comment on the whole. Racism and everything. So he has confirmed that it has political undertones.
In that case, I definitely think he could have pulled it off better. Like, there's much better ways of, yeah. But then again, like, I can't say, I guess, like, I can't really say much about it as a Caucasian person, because I don't, like, in my day-to-day life, I'm not experiencing racism, whether it be me walking down the street, going to the store, or working. Like, I can't really speak upon it.
Coming back to the movie, the visuals were very nice.
Oh, yeah.
Like when he sunk to the sunken place.
Oh,
that was very nice.
So this was my third time watching it. That's still like it's still it still gets under my skin. It's a little bit disgusting. Like, oh man, it's definitely good.
And she's like, sink, and he's like,
yeah.
And he's like, well, what does he say?
No.
Hold on, wait a sink, and then he just
sink.
Yeah, sink.
It's like I get it in my chest, like that sinking feeling they want to get across. It's it's disgusting.
Oh yeah.
And
did any of you guys see the twist with his girlfriend coming? I mean,
like,
is she being on board with the whole thing?
I felt like I had a suspicion of like stuff going on, and her not being aware of it was too suspicious. I hadn't 100%, but the second she struggled with the keys, I was like, oh yeah, 100%. But like, it just felt that she was playing too innocent at times to like not be aware, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
The first time I watched it, I didn't really see it coming. But now when I watch it like 3 times, and that scene comes, it's like, huh, yeah, no, like, it's very obvious when she's just like, oh no, I can't find my keys, I can't find them, like, they could have made that better. That scene, they could have made it better. Like, she could have pulled off, the distraught girlfriend better.
I think at that point she didn't really care.
Yeah.
He found the pictures of her and her old
her
black
earlier
boyfriends.
Yeah.
So I personally think that the whole car key thing was a bit unnecessary for the movie, but I can see why they made it up like that for the characters, you know. But I can't remember if I saw it coming or whatever I did, but I remembered it during my rewatch that she was on board with the whole thing.
Yeah.
I think she had to pretend in order to get them to corner him. Because otherwise he would have gone haywire faster if he knew she was on board.
Yeah.
And I don't think she would be able to overpower him alone.
No, definitely not. Like, looking at her size-wise, both weight and muscle mass, he would definitely have been able to overpower her.
And the fact that she eats Fruit Loops one by one next to a glass of milk.
It's so cringe when she's sitting there. It's just like, just fucking put the Fruit Loops in the milk, man. So stupid.
That felt very American white.
Yeah, it felt very privileged. So I looked into Jordan Peele. I did not know that he actually is the writer of Us, that came out 2 years after Get Out.
Didn't he direct that one as well? I think so.
Yeah, he did.
I think that's why a lot of people talked about them in the same breath. Because I felt like anytime someone mentioned Us, they mentioned Get Out.
Yeah,
he produced the latest Candyman as well.
Alright.
And he got a new movie on the way as well. I can't remember what it's called.
Alright. So as a tiny bit of a spoiler for Us, Us is a play on modern racism. Like, it's definitely or not that play, it's it's lifting.
I haven't seen Us yet. I'm planning to do it, but
I'm gonna say like this, trust me, you will, like, since you didn't like Get Out, you won't like Us at all.
I mean, I do like Get Out, but I don't like the in your face political stances that it tries to pull. But if I'm not taking the comments and the stances and everything like that into account, I think Get Out is a good thriller. With it, like I said, it's sort of like an extended episode of The Twilight Zone.
Actually, I'm looking at Jordan Peele's what he has written and whatnot. He has actually made 20 episodes of The Twilight Zone between 2019 and 2020.
Well, the latest reboot series, then.
Yeah.
Well, that explains a lot.
Yeah, it certainly does.
It explains a little bit, yeah.
I know The Twilight Zone. I think Alfred Hitchcock presented the first version of The Twilight Zone, and then there was a reboot at the late 80s, early 90s, I think.
Yeah.
So, and there was a
Punk for Jesus.
I think there was 2 full-length movies as well, with shorter story, anthology movies.
Yeah. Oh my god, I just found the best title of a movie ever. Honk for Jesus, Save Your Soul.
What?
I'm sorry, I sorry, you just had to say that. Yeah, no, he's I'm just I'm trying to find he has a post-production movie coming out called Wendell and Wild, but he's just voicing that, and the same with Abruption. He's also just voicing someone apparently. I was trying to find the next movie he's working on, but nothing on IMDb.
It should be on the director.
Alright, I'll see if I can find. It's called Nope. It's 2022.
Oh yeah, Nope. That's the one.
Daniel Kaluuya is also in this one.
Oh.
Huh.
Well,
that's pretty cool.
Should check that one out at some point.
Small world.
Most definitely. Anyway, so yeah, going back to the movie, I'm getting super sidetracked there.
Like we always do.
Yeah, but this is stupid amount of sidetraction. I tell you what. So do you guys have any favorite scenes from the movie, or any favorite actors, or
the scene where he sunk? I think is my favorite. Just because of the visual of it all.
Oh yeah.
I would say that scene, or the scene when I can't remember the character's name now, but when he goes to the guy at the party, the black guy.
Oh,
he who
Andrew Logan King, played by Lakeith Stanfield, yeah.
Yeah, well, when he snaps out of it, it's like, get out! That scene.
Yeah.
Because it's basically then he starts to realize that something is really fucking messed up here. I need to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say you're putting yourself in this situation where someone is screaming at you, "Get out!" Now, would you stay and be like, "Oh, they're just they're just having a psychosis or whatever," or would you get out?
I would get the fuck out as fast as I possibly
could. Fuck boy.
If I, like Chris, knew that wasn't a seizure or epileptic or anything like it, he knew, I would yeah, that's sus as fuck that a neurosurgeon says that. I would be like, fuck this, I'm out. I'm not staying.
I would definitely be sussed out by the fact that this is a guy I've known in the past, that disappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah. He wasn't 100% sure, but I think he knew. Yeah.
Yeah, Rod, he sends him a picture. Chris sends a picture to Rod, and Rod tells him, yeah, that's the guy.
Yeah. I
Okay, so
would
he
fuck
knew.
off at that moment.
And,
Like,
Yeah.
100%.
and considering all of the other weird stuff going on with his telephone being unplugged from the charger and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just be like, considering you don't know the girlfriend is in on it, I would just, well, she's probably gonna be safe here with her family. I'ma just ditch, telling no one, and just call her on my way out, like,
Yeah.
I'm freaked out. I left.
Yeah, I fucked up. Sorry, but nah, I'm not dealing with this. Your family cray cray. Yeah, no. I must agree with Zombie that the sinking scene is definitely my favorite.
Yeah, it's a really good scene, but it's between that one or the whole Get Out scene.
Yeah,
For me personally.
That one is also very good.
I-
It's definitely up there.
I really like the scene when he finds the photos as well. When you can tell in his face that he's like, "Oh shit."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm
definitely.
fucked.
Yeah.
And I think
Um,
at that point he realizes that, I think he knows deep down that she is not gonna give him the keys. But
Yeah.
he's so
Yeah.
freaked out at that point that it doesn't matter. He just needs those
Yeah.
keys.
It's kind of like the panic of the moment where your brain shuts down and you're like, I have to get out of here. Like, I'm in danger.
Yeah.
And like if you've ever been in a dangerous situation, your brain shuts down on you most often. It's not like a lot of people say, "Oh, I would act rational. I would do this, this, and this." Yeah, but when you're sitting in the situation, you don't know that your brain is actually gonna function as you want it to.
Like, usually when people are freaked out, or at least scared, they have one of three reactions, which is flight, fight, or what people most often forget is freeze.
Yeah.
It depends on your experiences. We humans got something called amygdala. It's something you have in your brain that decides, like some just mentioned, you either flight, fight, or freeze.
Yeah.
And depending on your experience, for example, if you happen to be in a school shooting, if you have trained for that scenario, you will act in a different way than you would have if you didn't have any training in it. But just as an example, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite characters? I don't really think I had one. I would say Chris, because like he was the main focus and, in my opinion, the best actor in the whole thing. And you really felt the panic he went through as he went through it.
Yeah, I think I have to agree with Sammy on that one, because Daniel Kaluuya's performance basically, his performance basically carries the entire film. Even though you got some really good actors around him,
Yeah.
he is the center point of the film, and he carries the film a lot by himself, in my opinion. I mean, yeah, he's really fucking good, and the character is believable.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we have much more to say about the movie?
I don't really have anything else to say.
No, it feels like we've actually talked quite a lot about it.
Yeah, well, and we talked a lot about racism and other stuff as well.
And about how you are the massive, biggest racist of them all.
What?
Sarcasm.
Should we rate the
Alright.
film, perhaps?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, right. That's a
um,
thing. That's a thing we
so-
do.
Since it's Zombie's first time watching it, I want his rating first.
The bloody scenes in this movie were good, but they were very. It was very much a slow burner and very psychological.
That's
Like-
the Twilight Zone for you.
Yeah. Like, it's very good, but at the same time, it's not really my cup of tea in a horror movie. But I have to give it a 7 out of 10 because of like the visual was good, the acting was good, and it had a working plot. Not the best plot out there, but it was not bad either. And yeah, I feel like also this is a movie that you can go back to see other details now that you know more. That you
Oh,
can be
yeah,
like,
Yeah,
point it and be like, yeah, that.
yeah. If you rewatch it, you will like, oh,
Yeah, like you have this one guy that's like, how is the I think he said like the economical world for like African Americans or something or similar, and you can be like, that's because you want to be him, you want to still be rich, you bastard.
Yeah, it's a lot of subtle things.
Yeah.
Embedded definitely.
But yeah, that is my rating.
So Joseph, what about you?
I have written now 6 out of 10, but I think I'm gonna change that to 7 actually. Because, like I've already mentioned, I think the concept of the film is really interesting because it has something. I don't think anything else has done anything similar to what Get Out does, you know, with the whole transplantation of the conscience.
Yeah, it's definitely the first of its kind, so to say.
I don't
Very
know
much
if
so.
if it is the first of its kind, but I personally have never seen it before.
It's the most
I mean,
notable.
it might be, yeah, like it might be the most like outstanding of its sort. Like, like you said, like it might not be the first, but it's the one that like pops out of the crowd.
Yeah, definitely. But like I said, I got some gripes with it, and it's
Yeah.
it could be me just being a boomer as well. I don't know.
Oh.
With the whole political stance and everything, which we had talked a lot
Thoroughly.
about. Yeah. And like I mentioned, I really didn't like the parts with the humor. It it stood out like a sore thumb.
Yeah.
They could at least have cut down those scenes. You know, because I think the tension of the film basically gets killed off during those
Yeah.
scenes,
Yeah.
and it just feels like so out of place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I can see that.
like I said, the concept and ideas of the film is really interesting, and the execution is really really good. And I would really like to see Daniel Kaluuya in more horror movies because he's a really good actor.
He really is, yeah.
Indeed.
So yeah, he's a 7 out of 10 for me. If they hadn't had the whole political bullshit in there, I would have probably given it an 8 or 9 out of 10.
Oh, my energy got drained. I would say it's a 5 for me. Like with what Zombie said, like the aesthetics and whatnot. Definitely, it pulled it from a 4 to a 5 for me. I don't really like my movies with political sense and whatnot. I still enjoy the movie. Daniel he is magnificent. Loved his acting. He's definitely carrying the movie. So yeah, like I don't know. It's not really my cup of tea. Like when I watch horror movies, I want to watch something like either a mass killer, like some psychotic motherfucker who's just running around killing people, or something like Alien or Event Horizon, or
So something really out there, which
yeah,
probably would never happen.
or even
More
or
in
even
your
an
face
even
scary.
yeah. I would also prefer like some real psychological horror, because that shit hits different. So yeah, like it doesn't give a high. I don't really give it a high rating. Still enjoyed it. Will I rewatch it anytime soon? Probably not. Like I don't know. I return to it on occasion, but it's nothing that I will watch once a year, basically.
Yeah.
With that said, do we have any like background stuff for?
This is a really, really well-known movie, so I mean, there's tons of interviews and behind the scenes and everything out there. So I skipped on it this time because I usually does that on these super well-known movies.
Yeah, it's very common in like Friday movies and like Halloween movies. So yeah.
Yeah.
Understandable.
I'm definitely looking forward to talking more about Jordan Peele's movies.
Yeah, we should cover what was that called, Us? Because I always get it mixed up with that Netflix series. You.
Yeah.
I always get it mixed up with that series for some fucking reason.
Yeah, I'm looking forward until someone actually picks Us, because that's gonna be an interesting talk.
I'm looking forward to when someone picks Candyman. That oof.
I only think Jordan Peele has made 2 quote-unquote horror movies, as in Get Out and Us. I don't think any other of his movies are straight-up horror or thriller.
No, I don't think so. Nope is a horror movie. I know that.
It is? I thought that was a... what's that called? I thought that was a
Kids
drama, actually.
No. It's his next horror film.
Okay, I didn't know that. But yeah, with this said, what are we... Oh, well, what is the next pick, first of all?
Well, because we had a bit of problems recording this episode and we didn't know... As it is my pick, I am talking.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was gonna be on this episode because our first initial recording on this, I was gonna be away for the recording with my boyfriend. So,
yeah.
Josef is already spoiled on it.
This is gonna be a surprise.
It's gonna be a good one.
Ooh. I mean,
We're
to
watching
be fair,
Bleeder again.
Oh, that's it! I quit! I will no, fuck this! I'm done. Later, guys!
Wow, what an asshole.
No. Alright. Honestly, in all fairness, Zombie usually does pick pretty good movies to talk about, or at least interesting. So this is gonna be interesting to hear.
It is a movie I've had a long time on my list since I heard about it. Again, just like any other movie, couldn't drag my thumb out of my ass to watch it.
I feel it.
So I am using the podcast as an excuse to watch it. And next episode, we are watching from 2011, The Cabin in the Woods.
Nice!
Told you so.
Nice.
Told you so.
Oh, we're gonna have so much to talk about that movie. We're gonna have to pick that movie apart.
I haven't watched that since like 2012, so it's gonna be interesting to rewatch it.
Ooh,
Yeah,
a long time.
think I watched it twice, maybe 3 times. I know I watched it with a guy I was dating who's also a huge horror buff. So no, that's good pick.
Yeah.
Proud of you.
Nice that I actually found something that Josef hasn't watched in a while.
Yeah.
Well, I have seen it, but I mean,
A few years ago.
It's about 10 years since I saw it last time, so it's gonna be an interesting watch, definitely. We are playing out this episode with Smile.dk, Get Out. Smile.dk was a Swedish bubblegum Eurodance group.
What?
But for some reason they started to call themselves Smile.dk. They call them Smile first.
Alright.
So yeah, that's what we are playing out with.
Cool.
Boys.
So with that said, let's say goodbye to the good folks, and yeah.
Goodbye, good people. Thanks for listening to this episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for listening.
Goodbye, good people. And hey, if you have, if you're not subscribed, check that little subscribe button, so you will catch us in the next episode. If you have been subscribed, check that you are still subscribed, and subscribe.
And if you want more episodes, check our channel.
Yeah, we have
over 90 other episodes.
Yeah, we're closing in on 100 now. It's pretty cool.
All
right. Goodbye, good folks. Thanks for listening.
Bye bye.
I've had enough of this feeling.